y'all, welcome on in. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about concealing dark circles. Dark circles are totally natural, something so many people deal with, myself very much included. And there are lots of ways people like to deal with them, but today I'm going to give you a few of my tricks of how to conceal dark circles. You know, in ancient times, dark circles were considered very beautiful and attractive because if you had fair skin, so fair in fact it was see-through, you were beautiful. Concealing my dark circles is one of my favorite things to do because I feel like it's so artistic. It's one of those things I spend the most time on in the morning, the most product on, the most money on. One of the best tricks I've learned about concealing dark circles is color correction. Color correction is this entire almost science in makeup where you use the color wheel to learn how to balance out your skin. So on the color wheel, how this works is you use the color opposite of the color you're trying to correct to balance everything out. For example, if you're trying to cancel out red tones in your skin, you might use some green concealer under your foundation to balance it out. If you're trying to cancel out some yellow tones in your skin, you might use purple. Today, we are trying to cancel out blue tones in our dark circles, and so we are going to use orange color corrector first. My favorite color corrector is from the Naked Skin collection by Urban Decay. As you can see, it's pretty much empty. This is the color Peach. If you have fair colored skin, fairer than I, go in with pink maybe, because the pink will do about the same thing without putting like orange under your eyes. These little color corrector things are great. If you don't want to spend the money on it, you can also go in with an orange peachy tone lipstick. This was about $3, a much more frugal option for you. If you end up trying to correct with the lipstick rather than the actual color correcting fluid, you will have to blend a little more, put a little bit more elbow work into it, but it'll do the same thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just swipe some of this under my eyes. I like to swipe it on the top of my eyelids a little bit too, just because my skin is fair and see-through and dark there as well. So now you can see I have this peach liquid around my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up a damp beauty blender and blend that out. Something I heard from another YouTube makeup artist recently that I really liked was the phrase, "What you blend will extend," meaning that you don't need to just glob on a ton of product. I've got it kind of everywhere. I'm almost out, and so it's pretty thinly placed right there. But if you put a big glop here, a big glop there, and just blend it out, it will extend. Depending on the darkness of your dark circles, you can go back over it again with more color correction fluid, just get the real coverage that you need, or you can just move right on after one layer. So now we have that layer of orange color correcting fluid under our eyes. We're gonna go in with a trick I've been doing since I first started wearing makeup. This is just a white cover stick from Maybelline. They make these in all types of skin tones, light to dark. They also make them in green for color correcting and in white. I've been buying the white cover stick, honestly, since I started wearing makeup. As you can see, this one's almost empty. But what I'm gonna do is literally just go in with straight up white under my eyes. If you are much darker than I am, maybe skip it, but if you're pretty fair and you can really see the blue tones under your eyes, this is a great trick. I'm just grabbing a flat concealer brush, picking up some of that product, and going right under my eye, staying mostly in that corner because we will blend it out. I like to put a little bit in the corner of my eye here too, because I have a lot of darkness there. So I've got that white pigment just placed on my eye. I'm gonna go back in with my damp beauty blender and gently blend that out. A good trick when you're blending out creams like this one is not to wipe it, but just to dab and spread, don't wipe. This covers up and evens out that orange we just used under this and really preps the skin for the concealer. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my foundation over my entire face, including a little bit under my eyes. Okay, foundation is on. We are not gonna set it with powder just yet, but we're gonna go ahead and go in with our concealer. I am using Shape Tape from Tarte Cosmetics. This is a great thick pigmented concealer. Really will conceal anything you want. That being said, you don't need too much product. You're just gonna put a dot right there and right there under your eyes. This is typically where I like to place my concealer before I blend it out. Everyone will kind of want to do their own thing depending on the darkness of your circles. Definitely right here in the inner corners. I like to put some a little bit right here on the sides of my nose, just a dot here, and then again on the corners of my eye. It's kind of that triangle method you see a lot of times in makeup. You do not need to draw a full-on triangle. That's almost going to be too much product. Just give yourself a little outline because what you blend, again, will extend. Again, we are just dabbing the product into the skin, not dragging, not smearing, lightly dabbing and really pressing that product into our foundation. Now that we have that under eye concealer in place, beautiful, smooth looking skin, we're going to set it with powder so it doesn't go anywhere. I am using the Lock It Translucent Powder from Kat Von D. So what I've done is I've just taken a little bit of that product and put it in the lid. I'm going back in with a damp beauty blender. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that product and place it right under the eye. Really press it into the skin. So once we get that product really pressed into the skin, we're going to go back over it. This time we're going to pick up a lot more product. We're going to use the technique called baking. You're going to really pick up a lot of product on your damp beauty blender and just pack that under the eye. What this does is this just sets your under eye concealer to another level. You will not sweat through your concealer. You will not accidentally rub off your concealer. It's there. So what this actually does is it literally traps in the heat from your skin and uses that heat to set the powder. So as you can see, what I've done with my bake is I've brought it over a little bit on my nose and a little bit up just to give myself some guidelines when I contour and do my eyeshadow later. I typically leave this powder on for about 15 minutes to really let it just set and lock it in there. A great thing to do, so you're not just wasting your time, is put on your eyeshadow while you're doing this. That way it's great too, because if your eyeshadow falls off a little bit, you get a little bit of fallout powder. This will catch it, and when you brush it off, it'll just whoop, just sweep right off. So while that was baking, I went ahead and did my eyeshadow. So now that it's been on there about 15 minutes, we're going to take just a big fluffy brush. We're gonna wipe that right off. So here we have the completed look with the rest of the makeup on. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.